Hello, welcome to my channel, Dr. Stephania. Thank you so much for finding me here. This is going to be, I'm just checking to make sure I'm recording. This is going to be your weekly uplift message for whenever you find this message. I have already prayed in and opened into the divine ordination of the algorithm. So for those who need to receive blessings and benefit from this energy transmission, you will find this video, and so it is. So as we drop into the energy of June, we have this big explosive energy with Venus at 29 degrees Taurus. So lots of conflict. There's lots of combative energy in the realm. I did say a few months ago, if you look back at some of the videos I've done this year, I felt that there was going to be a lot of big collective events, big news, lots of ups, lots of big things going on, turmoil, strife, fighting. I also feel and I still feel a lot of energy deep beneath the earth realm. And so I really, there could be coming in here soon. I don't like to be, certainly not a negative naysayer, but I get this sense that there is energy that needs to be unearthed from the depths beneath the surface. So we could be seeing, more earthquakes, tsunamis. There's a lot of water, fire energy. And you notice the play on my words there. I said wired. So the frequencies are wired. There's a lot of intensity in the frequency in the earth right now. And so I always say, as an amateur astrologist, we're not governed. There's a map, an energetic map that rules us with astrology, but through the power and the connection to our source and our center and our well-being, we can override any influence that's going on around us from the connection to the source of the divinity that we are. So the more that we drop in and connect with ourselves, with our higher selves, we influence the energy around us in a high level, beautiful, amazing way that's rooted in peace, that's rooted in cosmic flow. For somebody out there, I just felt over here to my side, this camera, I'll never get used to this camera. It's backwards, and so I feel like I'm always off. Anyway, I saw it on this side, camera-wise. A cat. There's something about a black cat just now. I just saw a spiritual black cat. And for some of you, this could also be a spiritual jaguar. Okay? So I'm just, I want to pick up my notes here because I wrote some notes pre-video and they just disappeared. Anyway, so I was just picking up over here, a black cat. Black jaguar, for someone, you could be seeing a black cat or a black jaguar. That's all about, your power, your personal power. We also have Jupiter moving into Cancer, and this is a very significant, excuse me, my itchy nose. This is also a very significant transit because it rules, as it moves into the sign of Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer is very expansive, and it wants us to expand in the opportunities around expansion of family. So this, for some of you who want to get pregnant, this could be a good time for, fertility, creativity, home and family. So there's expansion around nurturing energy in the home and family and security. But it's also, important to remember that with Venus in Taurus, there could be squabbles. There could be family squabbles, home and family squabbles with Jupiter and Cancer. So for some of you, there could be an opportunity to grow and expand out of a repetitive cycle that's rooted in something that's old in home and family. Life lessons could be also connected to the mother energy because Cancer rules the mother energy. So, if you have any old stories, unhealed wounds around mother energy, divine feminine energy. It could be coming up now in your current reality, and the universe is giving you an opportunity to check in and expand. So dropping into the deep emotional space that lives beneath the surface within you, and opening yourself to the wisdom of the cosmic mind of God, so that you can break cycles and move into, a beautiful new realm of a new operating system. Because when we're attached to the old stories, we're operating from an old operating system. And when we move into the new stories, we're aligned with the higher vibration that is aligned for our highest and greatest good. And so the thing too is, when you're healing old stories, when it comes up for you, you may have old wounds around insecurity, lack of worth, whatever it is, make sure you surround yourself with people who nurture the wounds in you and don't validate them. So don't let, this is also it's a really opportune time to connect with your worth and your value. So if anybody is devaluing you, validating wounds that you're working on healing, we're checking that out. We're letting that go, because those energies are no longer serving our highest and greatest good. Because this energy is all about asking you to step into the highest and greatest good and connect with your worth and value, and know what it is you're not willing to accept as you move forward, because you are valuable. Okay, so 3 things, if you're working on your self-worth, your self-confidence, 3 things you can work on each and every day. And I've done this practice, and I do this practice for myself too, writing down in the morning in your journaling, if you journal as a practice, 3 things you love about yourself, that you appreciate about yourself, that you value about yourself. Getting into that habit of connecting in with, I'm proud that I'm a kind person. I'm proud that I'm resilient. I'm proud that I'm determined. Whatever it is, okay? So a little bit of a self-worth practice there for some of you. All right, so let us just drop in, just open yourself to receive the channeled messages as we say yes. Connecting in with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, I do feel too, on the scene. For some of you just now, I was just picking up on healing the gut wounds. So there's, healing in the sacral chakra, and even this in the solar plexus. I'm getting healing here around digestion issues. So you could be feeling very sensitive in the energy of your digestion. And so just know that you could be asked to be working with Archangel Raphael as well, to bring in healing to the digestion system. And also, I'm getting a message about lying down, working with energy healing and crystals as well. Calming yourself through breath. So, the gut area is a major feeling center. So, when you feel afraid, a lot of people feel it in the gut. So you feel like gut instinct. So there could also be this message around you not listening to your gut instinct. Okay. So that could be for somebody as well too. All right. So, and also just to say, just for full transparency, I have the disclaimer below. I'm not a medical doctor. So go to the doctor, don't avoid the doctor. But I am reading energy. And so one of the services that I do is, if you have a health issue, if you've got something going on with your physical body, I will drop in energetically, psychically, from head to toe, and we slowly go through every area of the body to see where you're holding energy. And because dis-ease lives in energy, right? So I can see it in the energy that there's something swirling here in the energy. So I have predicted many things with clients over the years. I've predicted heart attack, prevented heart attacks, tumors, all kinds of things, that come up in the energy. I see it before it lands. Sometimes it's already there, and I say you need to go to the doctor immediately because there's something going on. So just to remind you, I'm not a medical doctor, but I do read energy. So if I say to you, get your ass to the doctor, go. All right, so you got the message around the gut issues, and maybe it's also you're not listening to your gut instinct. That's also a message there, I feel. Okay. A specific message around the water signs I'm just getting right now. So if you're a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. What Scorpios, Cancers, and Pisces have been through in the last 4 to 5 years, everybody else is about to go through. So that's kind of an alarming message there. So if you're Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the worst is behind you. The worst is definitely behind you. And there's new horizon, new beginning. So, you might want to check in with your fellow friendly water signs and see like what, I'm a water sign, and this is, sometimes, it's, I don't always come into the reading, but I am picking that up right now. But this isn't just for Scorpios. This is actually for the water sign collective. So, there's been, the water signs are actually the great psychics of the zodiac, right? So let's just call it for what it is. They just are. And so intuitively, water signs have been through tremendous obstacles, tremendous challenges and awakenings. I do specifically feel these are for the sun, those who bear water in the sun. So those who have their sun signs in a water sign. So sun, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I don't feel it's for the adjacent orbits. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. So that means, though, that towers in our lives happen for us, not to us. And so we know that we don't like challenges because we want everything to be skipping down the yellow brick road, but we know that that's not life. And so we don't grow. Human beings don't grow without challenges, unfortunately. It's not supposed to be that way. If we're all operating in spiritual ascension, we don't need to have obstacles to grow, but that's just the way the human condition is. And so there's this message around opportunities for growth come through challenges. And so there, for many of the other signs I'm getting, there's going to be changes in the wind and also quick changes. Okay, so be open to infinite possibilities. The more spiritually connected you are, the more resilient you're able to handle changes from a place from high perspective, and you don't get caught in defense mechanisms and old stories. Okay, so that's really the story. That's really the call. We want you, Spirit wants you to connect to what it is you need to cast light upon and heal, be aware of that, and then move forward in a new and higher timeline. Okay, so that's coming in really strongly as well. I do feel like many of you are going to be, I feel like there's, for some of you out there, there's hopping jobs. I'm getting job hopping, something about that. There's like job shifts there, and this could also be like a shock around someone leaving a position. So there could be a boss announcing a position, they're gone, and then all of a sudden there's movement for you. It's something like that. Okay, I'm just picking that up now. I am reading in for June, but this could go longer. Like I kind of feel like I'm, in a couple of years here, I feel like as I'm moving in, in the quantum field, because there's a lot of energy that I'm picking up on right now, and it's very expansive. It feels very, very sort of galactic and almost like, the veil just feels thin. I mean, this is a full moon, or I'm on the hop of a full moon. So the full moon's always very witchy energy. I wasn't planning to record on the full moon, but I do a lot of that in my work, actually, as an artist. You can see that one painting there behind me, Between Realms. That's actually called, I think it's called Whispers of the Infinite, yeah. But it's when I'm painting, I'm very drawn. I'm very in the energy of channeling and connecting to that which we cannot see in the infinite realm that is. And so we know that, our souls come into the physical incarnation, then return to where we came, right? And so there's the energy of the infinite, the worlds, the astral worlds that live beyond. So I've always been fascinated with that and drawn to that and connected to that ever since I was a little girl, and so hence my life work. Enough about me. All right. I don't know, this is just a message about oranges. So I was just seeing oranges right now in my mind's eye. And so whenever I get oranges, it could be somebody needs a little bit more vitamin C. Again, go to your doctor, get a blood test, go to a certified nutritionist. I'm just giving you the messages as I get them. Okay, so check in. Maybe you love oranges. Oranges could be a sign for some of you. And I also really get to, you could be buying oranges, or you're at like a fruit market. And for someone, there's a meeting at a fruit market or something like that. Okay, so you could see an orange, or you could be at a fruit stand and there's someone you see, and there's a connection there around fruit. Fruitage also, I just got fruitage. So fruitage and a connection. So this could also be, again, everything's metaphorical when I'm getting these messages, right? So just apply them to your specific scenario. I do feel there's fruitage with a connection that feels just friendly. I also feel like a hat. I'm getting this is definitely specifically for someone. There's a guy with a hat, like a baseball hat, but it just feels like someone you're connecting to. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that. So, funny messages. I actually do, before I go in, I ask, like, just give me the spontaneous visions, or, and so if you find the video, there's got to be something here for you, right? For your highest and greatest good. So we'll just do a couple more. Let's just see. And I'm also getting just now seahorses. I actually don't think I know the spiritual meaning of seahorses, but I love seahorses. I should know that. But you could see a seahorse. They're very magical. I feel like I need to say they're very magical and unique. Very magical and unique beings, and they're not often seen. So this could be a message around, you are unique and magical, and you haven't been seen in the way and in the light that you deserve. And so this, I feel, connects to your majestic beauty and the beauty in you and the beauty that you are, and that it connects to that message about your value and your worth, beginning of the reading, right? And so there's something about that. I'm also getting a big ego energy here right now. I mean, I always say ego stands for edging God out, and I don't remember where I read that somewhere. I don't remember who said it. It's been said, so I'm not coining the term, but I'm just coming up with it now. So when somebody's highly and heavily attached to their ego, they will see things only how they see it. There's not an open mind. There's not a lot of listening. It's an old story. It's an old attachment. It's an old character. So there's some ego energy coming in, but there could be healing connected to, if you're dealing with somebody who's giving you big ego, there could be some healing. There's some healing energy that's being called to, you're being called to invite some healing energy into that as well. Okay. So let's look at the cards. So in my privates, my long, the one-on-ones, I don't read the cards because I don't need to. I just drop into the energy and I channel what I see. But I am offering, you'll see in the link below, for this, because there's so many astrological challenges, I am offering a mini short audio video recorded reading for those who are interested in clear and concise direction around an issue. So if you send me a question, I will tune in and I'll record the video and the mini reading for you and deliver it to your inbox. Okay, so that's a new thing I'm just doing now. So you can click the link below if you want that. And in those, I will use the cards because it helps me. They'll help me anchor in after I tune in energetically as well. I also really like working at the cards. Ooh, look at that. There's the 7 of Swords. Sneaky energy. So I feel like that's connected to that ego energy that I was just picking up. So when you're dealing with somebody who's really caught up in their ego, they might gaslight you. They might, turn the story around, and they might come in and love bomb you. It's like that. So there's something there with 7 of Swords. I like to look at the cards because I like the art. I really like looking at the pictures. I'm not a traditional tarot reader in that sense. So, other expert tarot readers, there's so many great ones, they might come to my channel and say, what's she talking about? But I'm picking up on energy, and I feel like the cards always reflect what I say, and I'm really drawn to the imagery more than anything. So not to debunk any tarot, because I love it as well. Okay, so there's the 10 of Cups, right? And there's the 7 of Swords. So for some reason, you could, for somebody in a relationship, you could be dealing with somebody who's heavily attached to their ego, and that ego needs to come down. Okay, so there's a Tower. right there. I did just say, if you listen, I felt like at the beginning of the reading, I was getting something about, did I say that? I thought I did say it. There's 5 of Cups. So I feel like I did say there was something about at the very beginning, something about you could be dealing with a relationship that's like, listen to your gut instinct. There's something about that. Okay, so let's just see what the cards say. Well, I just cut the deck again. There's the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is all about information, texts, incoming information, somebody watching you. So if you are going through a situation where you're at odds with someone who's heavily attached to their ego, you could be getting a message there. Look, there it is again, Page of Swords. Incoming message, communication. Yeah, and look, there's the Moon and there's the 3 of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, this message pertains this week to things coming to the surface, because look, this is I'm recording this off of the hop of, there's a full moon tonight. Okay, so not a planned message, but under this, the full moon brings things to the surface. The full moon can rise the tides 20 feet. It brings up energy. It brings, but it's opportunity to expansion. So if you catch this video, do your best to drop the ego and get yourself into, I am open, dear God, universe, to receiving divine direction. I'm open to stepping into my highest and best version of myself and letting go of the stories that no longer serve me. And so it is. I also feel too, it feels like there's happiness connected to off the hop of the full moon. So whatever comes to light under the energy of this full moon, it feels like it's going to be happy. Okay, there's the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is embodying, of course, yourself, the best version of yourself, embodying prosperity, knowing your value, knowing your worth. So for some of you, this is a story around that, for sure. But I feel there's happiness connected to the bottom. There's the Queen of Swords. So, this is you, I feel, connecting to the Queen of Swords. If it's in a low frequency, can be very cutting. A Queen of Swords who's not connected to healing can unleash a wrath that is unwarranted, and you want to be careful. A Queen of Swords who's connected to their higher self is taking their time to connect with the cosmic mind of God. So get into that energy. Don't come at someone from a low vibe. In the words of Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. There's the Queen of Pentacles again. So I feel like, yeah, you're really embodying all the queens here, and it's not gender specific. It's really just about the best highest and best version of yourself. Okay. Oh, look, there's the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So you're definitely walking away. This is all about this Jupiter in Cancer, Venus and Taurus energy. You're walking away from what doesn't serve you, and you're standing in your authentic truth, your authentic power, and your authentic worth, and saying no more to the BS. That's what I feel with this. Okay, so one more card, and then we'll go into the angel messages and see what they have to say. 6 of Pentacles, bringing things into balance. So I do feel there's balance coming in. And look, there's the 9 of Pentacles. There's the 6 of Cups. So this is all about bringing balance into a relationship, into a soulmate relationship. Somebody from your past, but it could be somebody your past life connection, someone that you're connected to, that this is someone that I feel, not a new person. Okay, all right, so abundance card in the bottom of the deck, the angel messages. Yay, angel messages for us. Answered prayer just flew out. Yay! Thank you. Trust. It's hard to trust in the divine plan for us when the shit hits the fan and things aren't going well. And you're like, Trust and know that God is your source, that God is your supply. But then when we surrender and we open to the divine will, I will thy will to be done, we are divinely guided. We are divinely directed, okay? I'm going to leave it at the answer prayer because I just feel like that. Well, you know what? Oh, I don't even have the animal cards out. I'll leave it at that. If you'd like to book a session with me, please click the link below. Feel free to reach out. If you'd like to purchase some art, you can also email me, DM me for the original art. And I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. Namaste.